Welcome in. I am just hopping on and trying to keep the phone from leaning. As always, just consent to that flow of energy. Let your body start grounding, your energy start grounding. Asking divine light to fill your space as you come in. Hang on, I am still crooked. This is crazy. Hang on a second. See if I can tighten that up. There we go. Happy Monday. How is everyone feeling today? Thank you for the follow, Emma. Welcome in. Just breathe as you come in. Let the Reiki energy start flowing. How has everyone's Monday been? Are we starting to feel the lunar eclipse full moon that's coming up? It's not just a full moon, it's a total lunar eclipse on Friday. Kimberly, yes, bring them in, lay them down. We will let that energy flow. And I'm sorry if my phone keeps leaning. I'm trying to make it straight, but I don't know what's happening here. Maybe we're just gonna have to be a little sideways today. I don't know what's going on today. We'll work with it. But how was your Monday? Bringing in grounding, soothing energy. I had a migraine today, so I didn't even work my day job today. Like, I'm still kind of shaking from the migraine today, but we're here to do Reiki to make us all feel better. It's been sideways kind of day. Yeah, so I like the time change overall, but not like when it happens and you lose that hour of sleep and you can feel it, you know? I don't like that part for sure. So I give myself permission to be grounded, to be centered, to be present, to be accepting of what the universe is here to provide for me tonight. Sharzad, welcome in. How are you? How was your Monday? I give myself a place of peace and space for peace. That's a little bit of a tongue twister, but that's what the universe wants to say. I am allowing peace to radiate in my space, in my energy. You're like, now I care. But yeah, I prefer more light at the end of the day. But anyway, you know, I feel like we should just keep it one way. But anyway. I give myself permission to bring in, I'm already seeing blue throat energy come in. So we're gonna, I guess, go ahead and jump into the throat. Rebecca, how are you? Welcome in. How was your Monday? I'm bringing in blue water, throat energy, throat chakra water. Maggie, how are you? Welcome in. And this water is coming up behind us all, and it's like wrapping us like it would a cape. And then it's flowing past us and in front of us. So you're being like embraced by this beautiful blue throat energy. Thank you for the follow. Is it Darshini? Welcome in. I'm okay just resting on my day off, exhausted. I love that, Rebecca. It's hard to come back from vacation and work. It's Monday, yeah. I had a migraine actually yesterday, and the pain like was radiating so bad that I didn't work my day job today, and I laid on the couch up until I had to get in the shower to get ready for tonight's live. Like that's all I did. Oh, perfect. Thank you. I was like, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I was like, I'm gonna go. Yeah, so I'm glad I got it. Thank you. I'm due for my second period and feeling miserable. Oh, Kimberly. This full moon will definitely, if it lines up with it, it's definitely gonna clear everything out in more ways than one. So giving you good energy to flow, no pun intended, flow right through that. Oh, Maggie. I'm so glad I got it. I was like, it's gotta be It's got to be the first way I pronounced it. When I said it, you could probably hear the hesitation when I said the second pronunciation. I was like, I don't think that's quite right, but. So I allow myself to be comforted by the words of wisdom. I allow myself to be comforted by the words of prosperity. Let that land in your throat. That's relating to speaking about your own prosperity. What do you want? How do you want it to come about? What do you envision? Biggest question, what do you like? Jackie, welcome in. How are you? Fighting off a migraine all day. Oh, Jessica, yeah. So I was driving home last night through like the New York traffic, the NYC traffic. Always a mess, right? And my head just starts pounding. And I'm like, oh, great. I still have 2 more hours before I get home. And so that didn't help that I had to drive with 2 hours with a migraine. I got home. I was like, I just want something like protein and I need to lay down. And so I got up this morning to get ready for my day job and I was like, I can't. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to pass out, something. So I took the day off. Thank you for consenting, Alyssa. It was a very restful day because of like residual migraine things. How was yours? Oh, Maggie. But welcome in. I'm sorry I was late. I was running late because I stayed on the couch until the very last second. But guess what? I know Kimberly and I were just talking about it. We have a full moon and it is a total lunar eclipse on Friday. So we are going to have that full moon ceremony in the sign of Virgo. So it's going to be, even though it's chaotic energy, because we know that eclipses can be kind of chaotic, it has Virgo backing it. So think of it as like a master clearing out, a master reset. Candles are still available, although people have been buying them already. But if you're ready for what I'm coining the master reset, the master reorganizing moon, get yours with the link in the bio. We're going to have our full moon ceremony here on Friday at 9 p.m. What you're being pulled to is the exact thing as my other favorite Reiki person said last night. Really, Kimberly? Very good. 12-hour workday, but it was very productive. Good. But 12 hours is a lot. Thank you, Maggie. So if you are the sign that the moon is in, you may feel quite emotional. So I'm not an astrology expert by any means. However, when I feel into this intuitively and also having gone through my own sign's moon, which was the last new moon in Pisces, it's very emotional. When it's in your sign, it tends to test you a little bit more. It tends to bring out more of the things that you need to get moving when it's in your own sign. It's just overall a bit more intense. So if you definitely have some areas in which you need to reorganize, in which you need to get organized to begin with, this is the moon that's really going to push it. Now the sun is still going to be in Pisces, so it's still going to do a lot of emotional lifting, a lot of emotional work. So if you have more like emotional organ, thank you for the light, Stephen. Is that the little fish? The little angler fish that swam to the surface? Oh, Kimberly, I'm so glad you love the comforting, washing over energy. And what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. We'll come back to it. I got distracted. Anyway, let's go back to the energy washing over everyone. I give myself permission to accept what I like. That's really going to pull at the back and at the front of the heart. Court, I'm good. How are you? I'm getting over a migraine, but I'm feeling overall good. Hey, let me tilt the camera back just a little bit. But how are you feeling? Are we feeling the full moon eclipse energy coming up yet? And that honestly may be part of my migraine. I did feel that way when it was in Leo. I assume it'll be more intense since it is an eclipse also. 100% will be more intense. So some people's thinking, and it's not wrong, it just kind of depends on the culture, right? Is that you shouldn't do anything on eclipses, or eclipses is chaotic energy, which it's true. Eclipses are chaotic energy, but there's those of us out there like me who love eclipse energy. When you're like, look, I'm ready to shake shit up. I am ready to rearrange. I am very directed. I am very sure about what I want. Eclipse energy is going to get you there, kind of like moldavite. It's like, it's time to clear it out. It's time to move everything out of the path so you can see it clearly, and it will happen rapidly. So eclipse energy is something that is very powerful and very useful if you're ready. Like, you're sure, you're like, I'm ready to be a more confident me. I am ready to get a promotion. I am ready to start my own business. If you're sure, it's amazing energy to use. So yeah, I love working with eclipses. And of course, when you are taking part in the candle ceremony, you have my power behind it. You have my magic behind it, which is directed, which is pointed. So your intention is always going to have a very clear and safe direction out into the universe. We're never going to let you just float off on your own and figure it out. That's not what we do here. So let's go back to that again. I feel like as more people pop in and out, that statement of, I give myself permission to declare what I like. I'm also hearing the word to perceive what I like. It's almost like you'll let these things like kind of come to the surface and be like, oh no, I need to push it down. If I perceive what I like too much, I'm like indulging in a fantasy. And that's just not really the truth of the matter. Lauren, welcome in. How are you? Absolutely, Kimberly. Yeah, I have not had a migraine like this in a while. Yeah, and it was so bad, I took a day off from my day job for it. I was like, I can't. I logged in for a hot second and I sat there and I was like, I can't stare at this screen. I was like, I just can't. So I was like, sorry. And I literally laid on the couch all day. Oh, Lauren, I'm so sorry. I did start a little late too. Thanks for calling me out, Rebecca. I'm just kidding. There's also a story that's saying I was going to be late. Yeah, they don't. And I'm one of those, my work computer, all of my work computers, I have the brightness turned down and I have the warmth turned up. So it's not so much blue light in my eyeballs. And these are blue light blocking glasses. I wear them all day, every day. And I still, like, it still can bother me. But I have everything set as low as it can go. I have the blue light blocking everything. Rebecca. It's that Virgo eclipse energy that's coming. No, you didn't miss too much. I just came on a little bit ago. Manifesting abundance to be able to get a candle to manifest a new life with Court. I'm sending you all of that energy too, because I was just saying this lunar eclipse, it's a total lunar eclipse, is the one to do it under. If you are sure, you are ready, it's the one. So sending you all of that energy that you will. 100%. Really, Lauren? Virgos tend to be spicy. Well, tell me if you notice it in him. Virgos tend to be spicy when it comes to be, I can't talk tonight, part of my migraine, but also just who I am. You already know that. When it comes to things that are more about like getting a task done, being more organized, do you notice that in him? That's like a pretty stereotypical Virgo trait. You did, Rebecca. I love it. Let me amp up the energy a little bit. I feel like I'm not throwing enough at you. Let me throw more energy at you. Clearing the space, clearing your auras, clearing the clouds out from the energy around you. Does he see? Perfect sign to own their own business. Perfect. And Jackie, yep. Kimberly. Could be true. Now we do have to remember that our environmental factors also play a role too, right? So that's why sometimes you meet someone of a certain sign and you're like, oh, I didn't really see that about you. It just depends. Oh, Court, I am so sorry. But I understand being on different paths, like, you know, there's still love there, but you're on different paths and sometimes they just have to go their own ways. Sometimes people can do it together. Sometimes you need the space. Thank you for sharing, Kim. Welcome in. How are you? I give myself permission to lead with my light and speak my truth. Speak my light. I know that sounds interesting, but again, let it land. I give myself permission to speak my light. Exactly, Watson. Definitely much so. They're definitely meant to fulfill a certain role in our lives, and it's supposed to be meaningful, and there's supposed to be that connection for a while, and then sometimes it's supposed to end when it's done. Melissa, welcome in. How are you? Happy Monday. And happy full moon, total lunar eclipse week. That is happening on Friday in the sign of Virgo if you're just popping in. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Ask me what I do. Court, am I taking that the right way? Because my initial thought is, whoa, that's fucked up. Lauren. Yes, Danny, it is this Friday. Can you believe it? Virgo full moon with a total lunar eclipse. Ooh, Court, yep. We're gonna pull in more manifesting energy for that candle for you. Like, yes. If we could burn 20 of them for you, we would burn 20 of them for you. I guess technically we could, but it would have to be separate from the 15. Absolutely, Watson, 100%. We definitely, I kind of just want to elaborate on that, is we shouldn't be so quick to like throw things away, right? But at the same time, we shouldn't force ourselves to stay in something when it really just doesn't feel like a match. And I'm not talking like, oh, it got a little bit hard. It's just like there's a pulling at your soul, like this no longer aligns with me. I kind of just don't feel joy anymore. You're just kind of gravitating towards other things. Like there is a literal pull inside of your energy. So equally, don't just be so quick to throw things away, but equally don't keep yourself in something when the magic just isn't there anymore, when things just really don't feel right anymore. And you'll feel it. You'll definitely feel it. There is such a difference between it just being a rough patch and there's a pull from the universe to be like, it's time to go. Awesome, Lauren. I hope that goes well and it goes smoothly. Sue, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Monday. How have you been? We are going to work on the topic of happiness tonight if you didn't see the title. So the first way that it was manifesting was through speaking what we like, declaring our truth, proclaiming our truth and what we like. Exactly. Don't fight it, for sure. Yeah, don't be nervous. It should be fine. It should be fine. I want to go into the stomach. I'm feeling some nerves in the stomach. We need to move. Silver, so they're right on my website. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't have it linked in my link tree. Give me just a second. No, you can't buy candles because it's not in my link tree. So, un momento, por favor, in my horrendous Spanish. My bad. I did the same thing when I sent out the email, you guys. If you're on the email list, I accidentally sent, no, you're not going crazy, it's me. I have a bird brain. I guess that's what makes me so good at channeling, is I can just let my literal brain take a back seat and let the universe just talk through me. Anyway, I just had the wrong one. And let me delete that one too. When I sent out the email, I sent an email with a blank link and I had to be like, oops, here's the right one. My bad. Okay. It should be in my link tree now if you want to go get them. Sorry guys that I was advertising something I didn't have linked yet, so now it is the very first link. And you can read all the wonderful reviews on my website while you're there. There's at least 50 of them for candles. Yeah, I would say I have a pretty boring record too, unless there's something on me I don't know about, which... Oops. Didn't mean, I don't know what I just pressed on the screen, but anyway. So now, full moon and Virgo candles are listed, link in bio in the link tree, very first link. You guys are gonna laugh at this because we were just talking about the Virgo full moon. I give my energy permission to be tidy. Maybe some of you are struggling with feeling scattered. Let's tidy up that energy. And that's gonna bring in happiness too. When you feel scattered, you don't feel very happy. When you feel like you've got it all together, when you feel tidy, you feel good. Oh Lord, knock on wood, I don't even have any. At 34, I still don't have a speeding ticket. Again, knocking on real wood that I don't get one. Court, same. So let's dive deeper into this thing I'm calling tidy. Kat, welcome in, how are you? Sue. I love that you're coming in right at the start of the week of the Virgo full moon. I love that. I'm good, Kat. Thank you for asking. I'm getting over a migraine. Feel scattered today? Yeah. So let's dive deeper into this because I said I was also feeling some anxiety in the stomach I wanted to move, and I'm feeling this scattered energy I want to tidy up. If you hadn't have spelled out that word, I would have been able to pronounce it. Focaccia bread, is that right? Is that right, Kat? Did I say it right? Oh, Lauren, I bet. I remember, so I promise I will get to the pieces of energy I'm talking about. Oh, 100% Sue, let this good stuff flow. So there was one night I was coming home from work after I was in high school, just got off work. The roads are icy as hell, right? So I tried to stop at a stop sign and I slid a little bit. And so I just kind of rolled. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like try to make myself stop all the way. It's way too icy. And I just turned safely. No other cars on the road except for one car behind me. And guess who it was? One police car in our tiny ass town with 3 fucking cops in it. All of them assholes. Anyway. Some of them I know aren't cops anymore, but whatever. They pull me over right in front of my grandparents' house and like, you didn't stop at that stop sign. And I'm just like, yeah, icy out. They're like, where are you going? I'm like, obviously I'm going home. What do you think I'm doing? That's the only time I think I was like close to getting a ticket. My mom is tidy as fuck Virgo, but my dad is the messiest Virgo. I love that. Oh, Lauren, yeah. Okay, back to the tidy energy, back to releasing the anxiety in the stomach. I give myself permission to remove worry off of my plate that is no longer mine. Let that really sink into your stomach. It is, Sue, for sure. Yeah. So again, I give myself permission to take worry off of my plate that is not mine. Oh, 100% Lauren, it would be. Can't catch them all, but we're gonna let the more dangerous one go. So really lean in and ask yourself, what have you been worrying about lately that you cannot change? Like it's not in your realm of power to change right now. Are you really worrying about something for someone else? Are you worrying about something that, you know, it's already been determined and the answer cannot be changed right now? Take that worry off of your plate. Let it release right here, right now, releasing out of your stomach, releasing out of every fiber of your being, releasing out of your energy. Allowing yourself to see what realistically can and cannot be done at the time. What is within my realm of power to do? Ooh, Lauren, yeah. One thing I don't take lightly are people who think that they're race car drivers on the highway. 99% of people don't know how to drive. They don't know how to drive defensively. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to control the car at high speeds. I feel like shit like that, automatically lose your license. Road rage, lose your license. No questions, nothing about it, and you're not getting it back. That's how strongly I feel, because too many of those people kill other people, but somehow they live and they kill innocent people on the road. So I have zero tolerance for that shit. Anyway. Actually, just here in New Jersey, was it last night? A teenager doing, I think, over 100 miles an hour killed 2 people and he lived. So, that's one of my soapbox topics. Rebecca. Yeah, Lauren, I get it. Yeah, Rebecca. You definitely get it too, for sure, being in that wreck. Cassidy, welcome in. How are you? How was your Monday? We were just ranting and raving about speeders for a second. But now we're getting back to our center, back to happiness, expressing happiness, letting ourselves find happiness and declare it. And hang on just a second. Just sending it out to a couple more people I know are missing. So if I'm staring at the screen really intensely, I'm not like staring at you. Okay, who else? I feel like we're missing so many people. Cookie, welcome in. How are you? How are you feeling? Wait, what? Thank you for the roses, Cassidy. La Lady Moon, how are you? Welcome in. Wait, Court. So I saw the driver did 11 days in jail. Which one are you talking about? So I'm starting to see yellow light come into the lower portion of the chest and into the around the solar chakra, which is yellow as well. Not yet, Cookie. So next week we are taking off. Next weekend we're driving down. Aw, Cassidy, I am so sorry. Good Lord, Lauren, I'm so sorry. Yeah, people drive crazy. A lot of really bad drivers on the road because we don't have like a strict like driving test across the board. You know, I'll be honest with you, my driving test in my small town, all I had to do was go around the block and park the car. That was my driving test. And some places like here, there's driving schools and you have to learn how to drive on the turnpike, and so it's just a very mixed bag. Oh, Cassidy, I'm so sorry. So we do have the full moon in Virgo coming up, but it's also a total lunar eclipse. So don't be shocked if a lot of people around you, you know how we used to say people are acting out of character, but I now coin it as they're acting more in character. It's just ramped up, and it's the things that they need to acknowledge and let go of. So don't be shocked if a lot of things are going to come up over the next week until we hit that full moon on Friday. Which, by the way, link in bio to purchase your candles. I'm calling this moon the master reset, the master clearing out, and it's in the sign of Virgo, the master organizer. So if you want to join that ceremony, people have already gotten their candles. The candles are listed in the bio. Aw, Cassidy, yeah, people don't like when that happens. I was in an on purpose once, but never in an on purpose court. What in the world? Danny, I am good. How are you? Welcome in. Oh, Cassidy, yeah, that definitely takes a lot of radical self-responsibility to be able to hear criticism about yourself and not turn it into something else. And some people just aren't there yet. Karina, welcome in. How was your Monday? Yeah, so just really brace yourself, try to breathe, understand that this energy coming up is trying to tell people, hey, this needs to be re-examined. Hey, we need to do something about this. And some people are going to ignore it. Some people are not going to acknowledge it. But guess what you can do? You can acknowledge the energy going on and be like, that's not mine to deal with. I'm going to deal with my own. You have power in this. Oh, Cassidy. Yeah, I would say even as someone I would call myself a very self-aware person, it can really be itchy, for someone to be like, hey, you did this and it wasn't great. However, a lot of people are not quite to that spot. Like I was saying earlier, it takes a lot of healing. It takes a lot of reflection to be able to sit in front of someone and let them tell you, hey, this wasn't right. And to be able to accept it, be like, okay, I'm going to think on that. I'm going to really try to do something differently about that, accept what you said, and let's move forward. Oh, Lauren. My new saying is, I control how I act, not someone else. 100%. 100%. Oh, Rebecca, I love that. So I feel like that means you've done a lot of the work already. So this full moon should probably be a breeze for you. And you have done so much work on just flowing. So back to the yellow light I was seeing. Oh, Cassidy, why the sad face? I give myself permission to be a ray of light, but I'm hearing we are going back to declaring what you like. So I'm just curious, if you feel called to answer, how many of you feel you're not quite able to fully declare what you like? Maybe because you think it's a frivolous thing, think it's irresponsible, think you need to be pursuing something else. How many of you, when you start to think about what you truly like and what you want to pursue, do you feel like you kind of get stuck? Oh, Court, I hope you sleep really well after this. Okay, yeah, so we got a lot of people. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. So I think this is really going to be the topic. Well, the topic is happiness, but this is going to be the mechanism through which we work for happiness. So I think we're just gonna keep hitting the word like a lot, declaring what you like. So I feel an exercise coming on. Rebecca, it should be. Now. Now, other people may be irritated, but I think for you energetically, it should be good. Oh, I remember you saying that, Lauren. They're still around. Megan, welcome in. How are you? Happy Monday. And thank you for your candle order, Cookie. I just saw it come through. If you're back in here, I don't know if you're back in here. Since I switched my background on my phone, I am dreaming. Is it the one I gave you to test out? Is it that one? Megan, I am so sorry. Please come in and take all of this energy. Cookie, I just saw it. I just saw your candle order. It's okay. Yeah, if you can't make it, do not worry for a second, because I am still pulling your energy over. Your energy, you buying the candle, has given me permission to grab your energy, grab your intention, put it in and do it for you. So it will 100% still work. Oh, Lauren, yeah. Rain, welcome in. How are you? Megan, I am so sorry. Is he doing okay now? What in the world? So yes, Cookie and anybody else, if you purchase a candle but you're not going to be able to make it to the live, do not worry. It will still work. I am grabbing your energy. I'm grabbing your intention. We are still doing the magic for you. So never worry. Oh, Megan, I am so sorry. Definitely sending healing to him. Healing for answers. so he can be comfortable and, you know, still live a life that he wants to live with it. Thank you for the roses, Cassidy. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of an exercise. Are you ready? Because I know we had a lot of people who were like, yep, I really feel kind of getting stuck when I'm trying to declare what it is that I like. So I want you to go into your solar plexus chakra, so the one right up here at the top of your stomach that's bright yellow like the sun. And I want you to envision yourself sitting on a hill, a green grassy hill. I mean, what other color is grass? Well, I guess it could be like kind of shades of yellow. I don't know. Anyway, a really grassy hill. The sun is shining. The wind is blowing. You can feel the warmth. You hear the swishing of the grass because it's tall grass, right? It's so relaxing. The air is so fresh. And I want you to kind of look up within your line of sight. So the sun's shining up here, right? But look up within your line of sight. So not like all the way up, just like, you know, holding your head up normally. And you see this white orb floating kind of far away from you. This white orb is floating. You ask the orb, what do I like? And the orb sends you an answer. You can hear it. Sarah, welcome in. How are you? And if you didn't hear it, ask it again. What do I like? And I'll tell you in a little bit why we're doing it this way and why we're not asking you specifically. Can you hear your answer? Can you hear the answer from the orb? What it is that you like? Sarah, I am so sorry. We're in the middle of doing an exercise. You can jump right in. We're sitting on a grassy hill, asking a beautiful white orb out in front of us what it is that we like. What do we want to pursue in life? Who do we want to pursue in life? What do you want your life to look like? What are the things that you like that you want to see in your life that you may not have right now? And Sarah, I don't know if I answered you, but I'm doing good. Thank you for coming in. Take in all this energy. All right, so now that we have the answer, like what are the things that you like, and the orb has given them to you. It's like you want a bright, colorful house. You want, I don't know, beads, you know, hanging in your windows. You want to pursue an art career. You want to be a wood carver, you know, anything. Now that you have this answer and it's hanging in this orb, we're going to ask this orb to float closer to us and come nearly like right in our faces. So ask the orb to come closer. And as the orb gets really close to you, how are you starting to feel in your body? Is your breathing changing? Is your mood changing? How are you feeling as this orb is like right up in your business? This orb just told you what you liked. This orb just went into your soul and said, I found what you truly want out of life. I found what you really want to pursue. I found the things that really make you smile. How does it feel to have it this close to you? If I'm being honest right now, my breathing's getting rapid. I'm starting to feel butterflies. I'm feeling a little bit anxious, but breathe through it. The energy's still flowing. Feeling lighter, feeling giddy. Yes. Now we're going to ask this orb to entangle itself with our solar plexus. So pulling this orb down into your solar plexus, letting it mesh with that chakra, letting it mesh with that energy. And now we're going to flip the question from asking the orb what I like, ask yourself, what do I like? And let it come out of your own mouth. Let it come out of your own throat chakra. So you can literally say it aloud, or you can like envision that you're saying it aloud. What do I like? Let it come out, declare it. Again, it could be anything. It could be, I like the idea of a soft life. I like the idea of having a garden, having a smaller life where I'm more self-sustainable. Or I like the idea of being a city girl and being a lawyer in New York City. Whatever it is, when you ask yourself this question now, how does it come out? Do you feel it coming out easier out of your throat chakra? Do you feel yourself being able to let it flow out of your energy easier? Does it feel more like of a part of you? More confidence for sure? Yes. And hang on, let me change how I'm sitting. Foot's falling asleep. So I want to tweak the energy just a little bit in that solar plexus chakra where we put in that orb. I give myself permission to confidently declare what I like, to confidently stand on the pedestal and look out over the crowd, look out over the energy and declare exactly what it is that I like. Makes it feel possible? Yes! I give myself permission to stand in this golden energy and understand, like Danny says, it is possible. I give myself permission to see the possibility in what I want. I give myself permission to stand above criticism that may come in from other people about what I like, because I understand that it's for me. I understand it matches the vibration of me, and that's all that matters, because when it matches my vibration, it means that I will find success. It means I will find ease. It means I will find the happiest version of me. Feels emotional? Oh, Lauren. Let that energy settle for a minute. So let's do it again after that channel of energy. Ask yourself, what do I like? Let it come up. How does it feel? How does it vibrate in your body? What are the emotions? What is your face doing? Exciting, yes. And again, there's no wrong answer, right? This is energy work. You can feel however you feel. We're working through your emotions. We're working through your energy. So if you have a different answer from someone else, it's okay. Finding it difficult. Okay. We're going to keep working on it, so don't worry. So if you're finding it difficult, do not worry. We are working through this actively. So some people are going to be in a different space. Some people are going to be on two different ends of the spectrum. Now, the reason I said I was going to tell you why I told you to ask that orb that was far away from you first about what you like, so it takes the pressure off of your own energy. Sometimes we have, well, as the whole point of this exercise is, working through that stickiness of being able to declare it on your own. So we were putting the responsibility, if you will, on that orb, on the divine. Let yourself step away from that responsibility for a second and let the orb speak to you, which is actually your own energy. So it was you answering. We were just making that separation for a moment. Does that make sense? No, you're fine, Cassidy. It is, yes, thank you, Court. It is going to be on the 14th. And hang on a second. Sorry, my face is going to get really, really bright. Yeah, so 14th is Friday, and it's the full moon that is going to be a total lunar eclipse. And I thought someone had posted there was a Friday the 13th this month. I was like, no, there's not. I don't think so. Anyway, that's what I was just looking at. Not important. I'm feeling we're going down into the sacral chakra area. However, this is purple light. This is like crown chakra light. So we're going to work with purple light down in the sacral for a moment. I've always said I wanted to be successful, but today I said well known, not famous, and successful, and it felt good. Sharzad, yes. It's all about finding that vibrational match and letting yourself speak the things that you actually want. So I love that you discovered that adding well known into that feels good. It's the 11th here, and I'm feeling the energy already. Sarah, oh, you're closer. You're even closer. I love that. Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit of a doozy because, again, it's a total lunar eclipse. Eclipses are massive energy. They can be a little bit chaotic. Thank you for the rose silver. They can be a bit chaotic because they are. But with the candle magic, you are getting your energy directed exactly where it needs to go. We are never going to just spit your energy out into the universe with no direction out in this craziness. I really like eclipses for resetting. I love eclipses for making massive changes. I kind of equate eclipses to kind of like Moldavite energy. If you know what you want, you know you're ready. These are the moons to do it under. These are the events to do it under. So this purple energy going down, okay, so here's what's happening. So we're going what I'm going to call behind the sacral chakra. We're going deeper into your energy. We're going where your intuition lies. So I see everyone's intuition in their stomachs, and it's like a little room in your stomach. It's a room where your energy sits in solitude, and there's like this beam of sunny light that comes down on you, and that is the connection to the divine. This is where you sit. Thank you for the heart me, Dante. This is the room you sit in, if you will, inside of your energy to connect one-on-one with the divine. So let's explore this and how this relates to your happiness. Expanding on just what we hit on a second ago. I give myself permission to lead with the divine wisdom of what will fulfill me. I am giving myself permission to acknowledge what is out there in the universe for me. I acknowledge that there is more for me. Someone in here really feels like, I don't believe that there's more for me. I feel like my life is just meant to be very mediocre. And that's not true. You aren't meant to just be mediocre. Do a lot of people unfortunately live mediocre lives for different reasons? You know, shit happens in life. Yeah, but we're truly not meant to. And that's why we do this work. To get you out of that space, to get you into the life that you're meant to live. Oh, Lauren, not at all. No one's meant to be just quote unquote mediocre. Danny, not at all. Lauren, I am so sorry, but we're really not. And also, we need to take a minute to define what is mediocre. So, some people think that if you don't do something massive, like win a Nobel Prize, you're just being mediocre. Not at all. So we need to reframe what is mediocrity to you, to me. What does that mean? You making an impact just for one person, you helping even just one person, being an inspiration for just one person, being a kindness, giving kindness to even just one person is something extraordinary, because we are all intertwined. We are all made of the same energy. We are all connected by this invisible web. You are fulfilling a mission. You are doing something incredible. Just think about that. We don't really think about it often. When we make someone smile, when we give someone something to eat who is really hungry, like how much that truly is changing and shifting the energy, not just for you, but the person that you experienced it with. Like, that is not mediocre by a long shot, but we tend to think of it as that. Mediocre is a social construct. Exactly, Karina. Because to me, let me be completely honest, being an extremely, this is just my opinion, being an extremely famous person who then like is kind of a prisoner to that fame, like that's not exciting to me. Like that is, it's wonderful that they have such a talent, that they are so well known and they're making so much money. Like that's incredible. I'm not trying to downplay that. But that is not a life that excites me. That is not a life that I strive for. So to me, in some ways, that might kind of be mediocre. I want a life where I get to flow when and wherever I want to flow. I get to do whatever I want to do. I get to have real connections with people and help them see their own power. That's an incredible life to me. You get what I mean? Oh, Jackie. I was brought up to believe I have to have earning good. Oh, Sarah. It's the butterfly effect. One smile can land on so many different faces. Exactly. Amber, how are you? Welcome in. Yeah. And that's what I also try to drive home in the soul discovery program, is that your soul has a big, every purpose is a big purpose. One purpose is not greater than the other. They are all equally important. They're all meant to play a role. So, especially if you're working through the soul discovery program, which I know some people in here are, do not put the pressure on yourself to be like, I have to save the world. I have to save 1 million people. It would be incredible if we could, but that's not the role of everyone. We all have a very specific and defined role. And again, even if it's just saving one person, even if it's just being kind to one person, not necessarily saving a person, but making someone feel good about themselves, even if it's unintentionally, that is a massive mission. That is a massive accomplishment. You get what I mean? You living your life that your ancestors couldn't live, you getting to have the soft life that they couldn't live, you getting not to worry about having to survive is a mission as well. And some people may be like, are you sure? Yes, it is. You're healing your line, you're healing your ancestry. That is a mission too, because when you walk around on the earth healed, you are then, again, you're putting out that vibration. It's the butterfly effect. You are then inspiring other people to do the same. Oh, Jackie. Putting the focaccia in the oven. Cat, I love that. Oh no, Amber, I'm so sorry. I always have issues thinking what I do isn't much of anything. No sadness, not depressed, just feel like what I'm doing, I'm supposed to, and not a big... Danny, it is. Like I was just saying, it is. It's a huge deal. That's why I feel like the job I'm in now feels so valuable, and I love it. Kat, that is incredible. I had an IEP growing up, and I wasn't smart enough for anything. Lauren, no. Having an IEP doesn't mean you're not smart. It just means you need a different way of being of how to be shown something. Like the way that your brain is operating is just different. Like, let's think about it. Putting kids in school for 8 hours a day, especially little kids, and telling them to sit still and learn 7 different subjects is insane. That's insanity. It makes no sense. The way that we structure school isn't really so much to educate us, it's to get us used to the workforce, if we're being honest. So if you had an IEP, if you weren't in, the accelerated classes, that doesn't mean you're not smart enough at all. It just means you don't work well in the construct that has been set up. One kind word from you can save someone's life, and that's huge. It is, Watson. It is massive. It's no little task at all. But we don't think of it as that way, and we need to start thinking it as that way. Thank you for the blooming, Stephen. Oh, Danny. My 5th grade teacher tried to get me out of the resource room. Oh, Lauren. Why my firstborn is about to start being homeschooled, Kimberly. She felt like I didn't need it anymore because I was a good student. Yeah, Lauren, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a good standardized test taker, and I would always like do pretty, the word mediocre, I was pretty mediocre like when in my scores, especially in the areas of math. And so I'll be honest, some of my teachers were just kind of like whatever with me when it came to that. When I got to college, I don't know what it was. It was just the structure. It was the way that the professors taught. I had never had such a high score in my math classes until I got to college, and I was killing it. I was like, I get it here because the structure is different. The help that I can get is different. So it's just the structure. Like, it's just the way it's set up is not meant for everybody. Sarah. Oh, Lauren. I can see that. I had an IEP. I learned differently than my peers, not less, just different. Exactly, Court. Had to go to extra learning classes, Sarah. Yeah, but it's very backwards to put kids, really of any age, in school for 8+ hours a day and put them through at least 7 different subjects a day. Like, that's not how we're designed just as humans, period. Even for adults to sit that long at work, that's not good for us. And we think we've talked about this before. There are studies that have been done, these have been in European countries, however, that shows that when we reduce the amount of hours we work, we're actually more productive. More hours doesn't equal more productivity. In fact, sometimes it equals less in most cases. Exactly, Danny, 100%. Sarah, Lauren. Yes. We should be looking at how can we make people the most successful with how they're wired. Does that make sense? Like, we shouldn't be putting this one hair we shouldn't be sticking people in a building at work. We shouldn't be sticking kids in school for that many hours and just like not expecting them sometimes to just lose their marbles. It's bound to happen because it's just not natural. Oh, that's awesome, Court. It really doesn't, Sarah. It does not in a lot of ways. And I was going to say something else. Oh, energy's still flowing. And I think this is helping untangle our idea of happiness. If you notice, sometimes we get off on these tangents because it's the divine wanting to talk through this. It's the divine wanting to work through this for you. And this helps the energy move. So anyway, that's why I want to say this, preface with what I'm about to say. There was an article I had come across that said something about ADHD could be like something that was passed down and or beneficial to our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Because, being able to hunt, you had to be quick, you had to be able to change your thinking, you had to be able to shift. Like, it actually may have been something that developed from our more ancient ancestors, which when you sit down and think about it, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Like, especially for a hunter-gatherer type society. A society that needs a lot of tasks to be done, or someone to be able to hyper-focus on a task, someone to be quick. Doesn't that make sense? Yes, Sue, totally agree. Oh, Lauren. I'm glad people were trying, at least that could see, maybe this isn't where she needs to be. Court, I love that. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Now, I didn't go too deeply into the article, so don't like quote me. If you can go and find it, read it. I'm sure there's more research studies out there on it. That's not my area of expertise, but it was just something I had read really quickly, and I was like, So anyway. Oh, hang on, I gotta do my puzzle piece. And what time is it? I don't even know. Oh, it's only 9:50. Oh, Lauren, I'm so sorry. Have you, Court? Yeah, I can't remember where I found it. Was I on Facebook? I don't know where I was. That's where, but I saw it somewhere. I know I did. My undiagnosed ADHD is part of what makes me a great nurse. I can make sense of chaos quickly. Yes, Jessica. That's another thing about people with ADHD. They tend to like be able to slow way down in times of chaos. You're able to be like, I can take control of this. I can figure out what's happening. Thank you for the follow. Is it Helly? Welcome in. Welcome into the conversation. When we do our collective healings here, we do, of course, channeling. If you've been in here for a minute, you hear me just like start to spit out channels from the universe. And we also talk about different things. Sometimes we need to laugh in here. Sometimes we need to cry. Sometimes we need validation. And that's all part of the divine, bringing in whatever we need to bring in to work through the topic of the night. That makes sense, Court. Makes a lot of sense. I tend to be that way too. I don't know that I have ADHD. I'm not going to make any sort of claim. I have suspicions, but I'm definitely one of those that I think my ability may come from something else. I think my ability may come from the emotional chaos that I endured as a child. So when there's chaos around me, when there's like a big emergency, I somehow become cool as a cucumber. I'm like, whew. Okay, I know what to do. Not saying I'm perfect in an emergency, but I've just noticed that I tend to be able to be a lot calmer than the average person in a big emergency. Watson, you do too? Yeah. Really, Lauren? Oh, wow. And your cousins. Interesting. So now let's check in with ourselves. Now that we've kind of bounced around to these different topics, how are we feeling? Let me ask it in a specific way. How do you feel about your ability to define your own happiness? To start living in your happiness? How do you feel right now where we're at? And again, there's no wrong answer. How do you feel right now where we're at currently? We're going to continue to do a bit more work, but let's just check in for a second. I love that, Lauren. I have to yawn. Goodness gracious. After this, I'm going to do one thing. No, I'm going to do two things, and then I'm going straight to bed. I'm so excited but kind of nervous to make my happiness a reality. I feel like I need to see more evidence of what I'm wanting. Interesting, Cookie. Okay. When I was a new nurse, I got reported to my boss because I didn't freak out when ish hit the fan. Okay. I feel like that would be a good thing. But, oh, okay. I don't think I know what happiness is. Interesting, Firefly. Corey, welcome in. How are you? Scared to make happiness a reality. I'm scared to be happy. Very, very interesting. So, I like that these responses are coming out, especially about, I don't know if I know what happiness is. I don't know that I can be. I think I'm actually afraid of happiness. I see that a lot when clients come to me. I see that that is a starting point for a lot of my clients who jump into personal packages with me or just have, a couple one-on-one sessions with me. I see this a lot. And believe it or not, that is where I started. I was afraid of happiness because in my childhood, if something was going too good, that meant something was about to go really, really bad. There were really high highs, and that meant a really low low was about to come. So even I started out being afraid of happiness. So this takes a reframing of happiness. This takes a reframing of how to navigate, also, let me put an also in there, and also how to navigate challenges that come along so you aren't completely knocked out of your happiness and feel like everything's just shit. You know what I mean? So let's work a little bit on that too. My cousin's ex-husband tagged her in an ADHD story on Instagram, and I was like, knew it. I think I also need to see more. Unfortunately, things don't work out very often for me. I also think that I get in my own way. This all relates. I feel that it took me a long time to get over feeling like that, learning I deserved happiness. And thank you for the share. What is that emoji? I'm really blind, you guys. Is that, look at me. What is that emoji? But thank you for sharing. I have really bad eyesight, you guys. Like, it's really bad. There will be lows, but I was like, I think I see butter, but I'm not sure. It's pancakes. Thank you. But I choose happiness, and it all entails. Yes. Okay. So let's work on these things that have been mentioned. And oh my gosh, so that just reminded me, the pancakes. You know how sometimes on TikTok, like, people upload pieces of movies on here? The movie Uncle Buck has been coming across my timeline. And Uncle Buck is one of my absolute favorite movies. And if you've never watched it, in the movie, Uncle Buck tries to make like these like body-sized pancakes for his nieces and nephews. And that just reminded me of that. It was just a really good memory. Also, if you haven't watched Uncle Buck, go and watch it. It's a really good movie. It has John Candy in it. So, and John Candy, was like one of the brilliant actors of his time. So there's my ADD thought for you. There really is there's just a stick of butter emoji. So you can have the pancakes with the butter or just a stick of butter emoji. It's funny. There it is. There's the stick of butter. A stick of butter on its own little plate. I love it. Cracks me up. And I also like the shrimp emoji, not the shrimp that looks like a cooked one, but the like actual shrimp. Hang on. I promise we'll get into these topics. Just a second. Someone's probably going to comment before I do. This one. I like that one. And I tell people don't sit like a shrimp. Don't sit like that. So notice if you're leaning over like this, if you're sitting like a shrimp. So check in. Butter is a food group. Yeah, I mean, like, I think pretty much everyone uses butter, right? Or at least knows of butter. I don't think that I've ever used it in a conversation. I don't think I've ever sent anybody a stick of butter. But, no, I don't know. Has it Firefly? Don't sit like a shrimp. Oh, I love that, Lord. I don't think our cats have tried shrimp. Or have they? No, they have. They've had food with shrimp in it. Okay, are we ready to dive into why you feel like you don't deserve happiness? Or why you feel like you may need evidence that it exists? What's the hang up? Let's go. Also, my migraine symptoms feel so much better with this energy flowing. I love it. This is why I still tend to go live if I'm not feeling amazing, because it does make me feel better. So, anyway. We're going to dive into some childhood work. So be prepared. Again, this work is never going to take you how do I phrase this? It's never going to leave you in the trenches of your lows, is how I'm going to phrase it. So we are going to go into some heavy energy, but you're not staying there. It's never going to leave you there. I am seeing a child about 4 years old, 5 at most. I'm going to say more like 3 to 4, but no older than 5. So again, this may resonate like specifically for some of you. Some of you might be like, it's still going to work. It's still going to untangle some for you, but this is just what the collective needs most at the moment. These are collective healing. So just keep that in mind as you're hearing me talk. And I hear parents yelling, but I hear a man the loudest. And what I'm hearing this man is conveying, it's not so much like his words, it's not so much what he's yelling at the woman. What he's conveying in his energy is, I don't know how to be happy, so I don't understand when other people are, and I don't like it. If this resonates with you, I allow myself to release the idea of carrying unhappiness in my energy. I release carrying the burden from my past, the burden of my ancestors, the burden of my parents. I release this burden of being unable to be happy. I release the idea that I can't understand happiness. I can and I will. I release it right now. This is not my burden to carry, like we were talking about earlier. It is not your burden to carry your parents' pain. It is not your burden to carry. Instead, think of it as your mission, your exciting mission to be able to get to see it and heal it and live in a way that they didn't get to live. You get to heal the line here. Now I'm seeing a child sitting on a bed, a bit older, I would say 12. The child sitting on the bed and feels really sad, feels really let down, feels unimportant to those around them. I allow myself to release the sadness that I collected as a child. I no longer have to sit in this pain. Instead, I honor it. I see that that was the perspective at the time, and I am now allowed to shift it. I'm going to say it again. I am now allowed to shift it. Thank you, Court. I am allowed to be me. I get to be me. I get to be happy. I get to have fun. I get to relive childhood happiness. Let that land in your energy for a second. Cold chills, so I think I'll claim that. Yes, Danny. Yeah, those scenarios that are popping into my mind's eye feel really specific for some people. However, the overall topic, the overall thing that we're moving will definitely help anyone in here. I allow myself to reclaim my happiness. I allow myself to reclaim my energy. I allow myself to reclaim the childlike giddiness I wanted to experience. I call that in. I reclaim it into my energy. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. So tell yourself again, I get to reclaim my childhood energy. That may make some of you cry. Let it out. That's energy movement. Oh, I'm so glad you're feeling it. It feels warm. Oh, Court, let it flow. Let it flow. My hands are starting to get hot too. Now we're moving up to adulthood, and I'm feeling some energy on the shoulders. This is that energy of the other shoe is going to drop. We need to reprogram this. We need to work through this. Oh, Court, yeah. Melissa, let it out. Let the energy move. I'm fine now, thankfully. By high school, I even got high scores on my state test. That's awesome, Lauren. Oh, okay. Hang on, let me shift how I'm sitting. I really want to do this topic before we end tonight. So this is going to feel like I'm calling some of you out, but those of you who have been here already know that I am never saying anything to call you out. Oh, good, Kimberly. I'm so glad. We're heading into a heavy topic, but it's a really amazing topic. We're going to reprogram the energy of feeling like the other shoe is going to drop, so I can't have happiness. Yeah, Lauren, absolutely. So, and if you haven't been here, you now know the things that I say are never calling anyone out. They are never meant to make you feel bad. The point of this is to reprogram, for the words that I speak to awaken something inside of you, to shift something inside of you. Kimberly, see, I was just talking about it. Oh, Victoria, how are you? We are working through the topic of happiness, and right now we're going to shift the energy of feeling like the other shoe is going to drop. So this is heavy, but it's going to be really amazing, and I think it'll be amazing for you too. It'll be amazing for everybody. Even if you feel like, oh, I'm okay, it's going to be amazing for you, because in energy healing, when we think we've uncovered everything, there are then thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of more layers that we can go. Now that doesn't mean, oh, I have to heal forever. I'm going to be stuck healing forever. No. Healing isn't just about unfucking things. It's about then discovering new layers of experience. Does that make sense? So I'm not trying to tell you have to heal forever. No. It's about also discovering what else, the other riches that are out there for you to experience. So anyway, so again, I'm never calling you out. The universe just wants you to see things and move through them and get to the other side. Okay, so here we go. So this energy of feeling like the other shoe is going to drop. It feels like some of you are very comfortable in this energy. You're kind of stuck in this space of, I'm going to always be a victim. I am the victim. There is always something after me. Again, you are not being called out in a negative way. That's not what is happening here. You've just gotten so used to this energy that it's comfortable to you, even if it's not good for you. It's what makes sense to you. It's what you know how to navigate, okay? So let's move this. Sometimes you'll let a little problem become one that feels like an attack, because you're so comfortable in this energy. Does that make sense? So really, it might not be that big of an issue. It's just, again, it's how you've been used to navigating the world. So let's bring in some incredible energy. Let's bring in some beautiful pink, baby pink love to the back of the shoulders. I love and accept myself. I love and accept how I've been and where I've been. I love myself even if I haven't been happy with how I've acted, even if I haven't been happy with how I have moved through life. I love and accept this version of me right here, right now. I give myself grace. I give myself kindness. I allow myself to see through the lens of clarity, to see through the lens of truth where I have been holding myself back. I take accountability with love. Let that marinate for a second. Let that come out for a second. That feel like that is releasing hard out of the stomach and out of the shoulders. Let that release. Again, I'm releasing all of this with love. I am no longer staying in this slump of energy. I get to see the sunshine. I am going to allow myself to see the sunshine. Breathe, 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 and move through. Oh, Court. Move through, breathe, breathe, breathe. Because again, the universe wants to be like, hey, let's get to the other side. We don't need to dwell on this anymore. We don't need to feel bad about this. It's time to get to the other side. We see it for what it is. We accept it for what it is. And guess what? Now that I have had that revelation, I get to move the fuck on. I get to move on. How does that feel now? I'm going to allow myself to walk up the hill towards sunshine. I'm going to allow myself to embrace change, to embrace challenge. And I literally see this rope now form on this hill. So it's there when things get challenging. You get to hold on to this rope and pull yourself up if it starts to get hard to walk up the hill. Does that make sense? So now there is this energetic rope that is going to be the support you need. You can feel it moving through your stomach. Yes. You have the support of the universe. Thank you for the follow, Mercedes. Welcome in. Challenges that come your way are not coming to you to make you feel like shit. They're not coming to you to knock you down. They're not coming to you to derail your success. A lot of these challenges are coming to you to show you where you need to stretch yourself, to show you where you need to expand yourself, to show you that if you want more, you have to make room for more. Let that marinate for a second. I even put that in a post. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys. That's in a post I made on my birthday. It's contained in my birthday post. For the next 2 days, sessions are 34% off for my 34th birthday that I had on Sunday. So if you've been wanting a soul alignment session, for the next 2 days, any future session date that is open is 34% off. So grab your session now. So I can tell you right now, the next booking dates that are open are April. So grab your April session right now if you want one. If you're like, I'm ready for soul alignment, I'm ready to start getting in my groove, I'm ready to see who I am, I'm ready to feel good, grab your session now. This price that my sessions are now haven't been this price in 2 years. So you're getting a 2-year ago price on these sessions. An hour-long session, you get a recording as well. So go grab them. It's the soul alignment session that is 34% off. I love that reframe. Yes, Victoria. Thank you for the Into the Light, Stephen. And thank you, Silver. My shoulders feel like weights were lifted off. Yes. Lauren, it's okay. It's okay. And you know what? I had already been telling people that I'm 34 years old because I kind of forgot how old I was. But I'm actually 34 now. I'm for real 34 now as of Sunday. Court. I love that. But yes, go grab your soul alignment sessions for 34% off for my 34th birthday. Are you Amber? That's awesome. Time's flying. Lauren, that's so sweet. So how are we feeling now after that train of channel around that topic? How do we feel now? Do we feel more empowered? Are we feeling less like down in the dumps about what's been happening or what may happen? Check in with yourself now. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Jackie. I'm not so focused on my age anymore. Like I kind of know how old I am most of the time, but I'm not focusing on it so hard. Being like, oh, well, now that I'm 34, I have to be here. And when I turn 35, I have to be here. Like, fuck that, you know? Ready to get off? I love that, Danny. Oh, Watson, you're so welcome. You're fine, Lauren. You are fine. It's okay. I promise. I can't find the words, which is odd for me, but it's good. But wait, which is odd for me, but good odd. I love that. Thank you, Karina. So yes, go get your soul alignment sessions for 34% off. And then also the full moon in Virgo, we're having the ceremony on Friday. Those candles are listed too. However, you'll get me again this week so I can remind you about those again. But only for the next 2 days are the soul alignment sessions 34% off. So if that's something you want, you need to get it now because that's only going to be open for the next 2 days. The candles, of course, if they're there, you can get them anytime between now and Friday. So I cannot believe I forgot to tell you guys that. I need to send an email out too. I think I just made it a post instead of an email. Nervous about enjoying life? Don't let the nerves lead you. Even if you have to do it nervous, do it nervous. Let yourself experience. That's energy work too. Allowing yourself to do something even if you're nervous, that is literally energy work. Oh, Lauren, thank you. That is so sweet. If you see some lady arrested for taking quarters that fall under the washers at the laundromat, mind your business. I need a candle. Stop it, Courtney. Stop. That is too funny. That is funny. But definitely sending all the energy out to you to get a candle. And for those who may not know about the candles, that's a testament right there to you, just how amazing these candles are. So I'm not just burning your candle with your energy. You are getting guided direction out into the universe. You are bridging the gap between you and the divine to get answers from your guides, to feel their guidance, to feel their energy. And then I also read the flame to tell you what you need to know most. So maybe you get a very direct answer about what it is that you want. Or maybe you get a direction on where you need to go for what you want. Or maybe you get a combination of all of them, but you get feedback from the candle ceremony, invaluable feedback to lead you where you need to go. So again, link is in the bio for that Virgo full moon ceremony. And again, the next 2 days, the soul alignment sessions are 34% off. So how are we all feeling now? We're about to do tuck-in. Tarot and Ferrets, did you just creep in here? You are fine. We're actually about to end. I came on a little late, so I was staying on a little late. And Tarot, I don't know if you heard me. Soul alignment sessions are 34% off. I'm going to send an email out about it too. So for my birthday, I put them at 34% off for my 34th birthday. And that's only happening for the next 2 days. You need a little tune-up session. You need a little power boost session. Because, you know, you and I have been working real heavy these last few months together. But maybe you need, like, you know, something to bring back some zest. So they are the soul alignment sessions. So these are the sessions to help you start to feel what is in alignment with the energy of the soul, your soul specifically. Where do we need to go so that your soul can shine? What kind of shifts do you need to make so that you can start living your life of purpose, your life of abundance, your life of ease? What is the energy that we need to shift, untangle, reprogram so that your soul can really start shining and you can start living in your most authentic alignment? That is the soul alignment session. And that link is in the bio. Yes, burrito time. I've been missing our times, but I know you're moving and shaking. I know, Tarot, it's getting crazy. And by the way, what we talked about, I haven't forgot about it. It just keeps forming the next thing that I'm thinking of. So I don't want to say too much more about it, but things keep forming. Like, how is it going to work? What's going to be the most powerful? It's marinating. So I think that is something that will be introduced once I'm there and unpacked. So just know it's coming. The juices are flowing. Lumen Tonic. So we have been through, I think it was a Mars retrograde and now a Venus retrograde. And then this Friday we have a total lunar full moon eclipse. It's a lot. It's a lot. The juice is on the loose. My passionate juices are flowing. That thing I said one night, and I was like, oh, I just walked right into that one. Is there a code for the soul alignment sessions, or is the price listed already, the reduced price? Yes, Cookie. So the $87.78 is the already reduced price. So it is already in there. You don't have to use any kind of code. Don't worry about looking for a code, inputting anything. The price listed, which again is 87.78 cents, is the price. Thank you, Tarot. I think so, Danny. I think so. What kind of burrito do you want to be tonight? Tucking you in nice and snug. What kind of burrito would you like to be? I still want to be a sparkly unicorn burrito. A sleeping burrito, 100%. I'm going to bed after this because I was like, I don't know. Like, after you have a migraine, those who are migraine sufferers, you kind of feel like the shit's been beat out of you. So you're just like so physically exhausted. So I just stayed on the couch all day long. Cloud burrito, soft and floof. I love it. Good night, Lauren. Oh, Courtney, I hope you get some good sleep. Spicy burrito. I want like a ramen burrito. I don't know how you would do that, but like a really good, yummy ramen burrito. 1000% worth it. I've gotten so much from my sessions with you. Victoria, thank you so much. Thank you. And again, the sessions are 34% off for the next 2 days for my birthday. So go book your session. Any future date that is open right now, grab it for that price right now. Buffalo chicken. And let me seal you in. Maple bacon vanilla dessert burrito. That sounds good. Wrapping you up. And I'll see you on the next one. Good night.